What's up, YouTube? Today I want to talk about how to get rid of the king's disease. Now, what is the king's disease? Overindulgence. Overindulgence is the king's disease. But how do you get rid of king's disease? All right? The king's disease is psychological because when you are a king, of course, you know you are afforded a life of luxury. But what happens when you lose that luxury and you find yourself in a desperate situation where you basically can't pay your bills but mind you, you're so used to having everything you need. The first cure to the king's disease is, and I quoting from Nas in an interview, the rapper Nas, who has an album out called King's Disease. He said you got to get rid of the ego. And I interpret that as this, way. You got to do what you got to do to feed your family. You got to do what you got to do to feed your family. All right? You can't allow pride to kill you. There are a lot of persons who will say, oh, I'm unemployed. Oh, times are rough. And trust me, times are hard. Don't get me wrong. But there are so many ways to earn income during this time. It's just that sometimes we allow pride to get in the way. And that is the symptom of, or someone suffering from, the king's disease. You have to get rid of the ego. You have to do what you have to do to feed your family. So if that means you have to go and clean people's toilets, you do what you have to do. An honest day's work yields an honest day's pay. There's no shame in making an honest day's living. Our problem is we care so much about what other people think. That's our issue. We care so much about what other people think. And that's the king's disease. Pride. The Bible says that pride comes before the fall. Pride comes before the fall, you know. Pride comes before the fall. And humility comes before the promotion. I'll tell you this. I'll say this to you. To be truly free, right, in this world, is to be free of ego, Because when you have ego, that's like added pressure to your life. Is this persona that you have created, and you feel like you have to live up to people's expectation. And if you fall short, oh boy, people can look down on me and they can think negative of me. Imagine you having a job as let's say you're an accountant, or you have some type of big time job where you used to making big bucks, right? Imagine you losing your job. A lot of persons, they allow pride to keep them in the house. They suffer in silence. So what they do, instead of taking up a job as a security officer or cleaning people's windows or whatever to feed their family, what do? They suffer in silence, and then they become a burden to society. Because when you suffer long enough in silence, you then become a burden to society. Then you start asking relatives, can I borrow? And you cannot pay back because you ain't working. You see what I'm saying? But see, that pride, that ego, because you don't want your friends or your former co-workers who might still be working at that accounting firm to see you in a state where you selling, let's say you selling newspaper to pay your bills. It don't matter, babe. It doesn't matter. Because you have to pay your bills. And forgive me, I be looking because I'm getting used to the looking at this camera thing. But you understand what I'm saying? Like you cannot allow pride to kill you. Because pride will kill you. Pride will kill you. Pride will kill you. I know of a man who became a millionaire, a multi-millionaire. True story. No cap. What they say, no cap. No cap. The fella became a multi-millionaire cleaning people's toilets. Because why? Where I'm from, well, I put it like this. There are a lot of prideful people who I'm surrounded by, right? Before they clean someone's toilet, they go out, they will complain and say, boy, things rough. The same man The same man became a multi-millionaire cleaning people's toilets. And guess what? He cleaned enough toilets to the point where he became rich. Because the average person didn't even clean nobody's toilet. So what he did, he started cleaning homes locally, then he took over establishments, and boom, he had to hire employees and all that thing. And he died as a multi-millionaire. You see what I'm saying? So what he had to do, he had to put his pride aside. Alright? And I can tell everybody and anybody out there, we all are kings in this world, kings and queens in this world, right? But watch this. Sometimes, as a king, you got to be willing to do the thing that will cost you, at the end of the day, to be able to feed your family. Put pride aside, kill the ego.